Hey, welcome back, everyone. It is the SCB Steelers Podcast presented by DEK Roofing Incorporated of South Florida. And thank you so much to them. Thank you to the Variety Sports Network. Great to have them. We're very pleased to be part of their network. And as always, thank you to the wonderful Frank Walker and Frank Walker Law, which is where the show originates from, is the studio with his name on it. Hello, everyone. I see Jensen and Aaron, Tom, Berner, Robert, Cliff, Joe. Oh, the whole family's here tonight. I'm telling you, what a wonderful feeling. It's just another summer in the Steel City here, as we are, I believe, are we 13 days out from when they report, I believe. 14 days from the time they'll actually hit the field and everything. It's crazy. Yes, Berner, there's no question. Ian probably putting one of the 17 children to bed. Oh no, he is here. Wait, he came up. That's totally my fault. He is here. He looked like the inflatable waving arm guy at the used car place. He's doing all this, and normally I get a sound in my ear, and for whatever reason I did not get it, so I didn't see him pop in. And who the hell knows what Ben's doing? I don't know, maybe there's a mad rush for Dave Matthews Band tickets or something. Anyway, yeah, something to that effect. Anyway, great to have everybody here tonight. It is literally summer, and the fact that anybody is here with us is totally awesome. It is a dedication to you guys that you have shown up for us. Before we get too far along, I do want to send best wishes to everybody in Texas Hill Country. I don't have a ton of great memories with my own father, but being in Hill Country were some good ones when I was younger, and some of the influences that I have and the music that I like comes from that area, and just amazing footage, and not in a good way. And best wishes to everybody there over the long haul, because it's going to be tough. Anyway, let's just jump right on into this, because there's numerous things. We'll talk some TJ tonight. We'll talk a little Omar Khan extension. We will get into a little bit of training camp, what to look for, maybe what not to. And we're still debating as to whether or not we will be on next week, just because of the fact that Ian and Ben are, I believe you guys are both unable to be here next week. Is that right?
Doubtful.
I am doubtful. Yes.
Okay, so we have two doubtfuls. Okay, so we'll see. And unless something major comes up, we'll take, because it literally, guys, it'll be our last week off until probably late January. So
February.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes,
20-0, baby.
I'm not talking about that, man. I'm just the season.
Well,
is the season, you know?
It's a fair point. It is. It is. Yes, Aaron. Mr. Brightside usually plays at Michigan Stadium between the third and fourth quarter. Usually around the time that Michigan's just getting done beating Ohio State. So, something to that effect. Anyway, Ben, I'm going to start with you, and here's the question: 1 year from now, what is going to be the major storyline as the Pittsburgh Steelers get ready to go to camp in 2026?
New quarterback. They probably will have turned over about 20, 25 positions again. You've got 53 guys on your roster. You only have 32 contracts that go past this season. So there's going to be lots and lots and lots of new faces coming in. So, it's going to be all the turnover. I mean, we've said it, I don't know how many fucking times in this show, but, everybody seems to be buying into this all-in narrative. They're not fucking all in. This is a rebuild. This is what a rebuild in Pittsburgh looks like. Let's patch some holes and try and make it work and pretend like we're going to be competitive while we rebuild the roster because we know it's not good.
I want to come back to that term rebuild, but I want to Scarps. What do you think will be a major storyline 1 year from now?
I hope it's going to be Steelers rookie first round quarterback, insert name, is set to is set to become the franchise guy. And there was some conversation, we were talking a little bit this week about, sorry Aaron, but like Will Howard, but like Will, like unless there are injuries and a blowout scenario, I don't see Will Howard playing a snap this season. So
we'll get to Will Howard even more.
Okay, but my point being is that he's probably going to be part of that quarterback conversation next year, as may be Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph. Rodgers is under contract. Mason Rudolph has another year. But at the end of the day, if we think they're going to do what we hope they do with those 12 picks, is as move up, take their franchise guy, and that's the main storyline heading into camp. And I agree with Ben. This is a rebuild. It's what it looks like, and nobody wants to acknowledge that, even though this team doesn't tank. So,
no.
Okay. All right. Ian, what will we be talking about 1 year from now?
Well, I mean, the quarterback's the obvious one.
Oh, excuse me, and I'm sorry.
No, it is. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is on a 1 year contract, and he's old. He's not going to be here next year. So quarterback is going to be the big storyline. I will also add, probably not going into training camp, but I would venture sometime in the summer next year, Cam Hayward will announce his retirement, and we'll be memorializing him as one of the greatest Steelers of all time.
Wow. Kind of stole my thunder.
He's definitely going to be an all-time Steeler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it today, as a matter of fact. I'm kind of getting to the point where I feel bad for him. I really do. He's going to end up being one of those guys that isn't quite up here because he's got to be here because he doesn't have a Super Bowl ring, despite the fact he will have been a wonderful Hall of Fame football player.
I mean, there were a lot of guys in the 90s.
Yes,
Dermontti Dawson.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, although I think Dermonti's a better player overall.
Oh, Dermontti.
I don't think Dermontti wasn't a better player overall. He was a lot like Cam in that he was consistent and he had a very long career. In fact, I don't know if he has as many All-Pros as Cam has.
He has six first teams in a row.
Six first teams.
Yeah, he was
in a row.
Pouncey didn't win one. He's going into the Hall of Fame. You feel sorry for him? I don't.
Well, I just think it's a general feeling because I've heard these guys talk about it. I've heard the Greg Lloyds talk about the fact that you go into the facility, you go into the Great Hall, and it grinds at you that you're not up on that level.
Not one of those guys.
I get it. I totally get it. I mean, because it's not for lack of effort. It's not that those guys did anything different than you did. Just that's what it was.
Well, and two guys who recently passed away, Tunjoken and Craig Wolfley, are remembered as all-time Steelers. Neither of them won a Super Bowl.
Good call.
Yeah. But they played in an era. They played in that kind of in-between era, right? In the 80s into the 90s. And it was a rebuilding era. And it took us a long time to find another quarterback and all that. And, the end of the Chuck Noll era, they had a couple years where they had, borderline miraculous runs to the playoffs, winning that game in Houston at the end of the year. Was that 89? That's like my earliest Steelers memory was Gary Anderson hitting that field goal in Houston. So I remember watching it in the basement of my parents' house. I was probably 3 years old, but nevertheless, no.
Cheers.
No, Burner. No.
Well, again, we will get to that.
So yes, I'm just saying that there are guys who are remembered very well for what they contributed to this franchise, even if they didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure. Let me go back to Ben, your word in your opening comments, the term rebuild. Why do you think Steelers fans are though some are, I don't want to say all because that's not fair. Why are some Steelers fans struggling to accept that this is a rebuild?
Because they never want to believe that this team can't be competitive. I mean, they also look at the Steelers every year and they see this talent juggernaut when they're not actually that good. I'm sorry. I mean, Ed Bouchette hit the nail on the head a few weeks ago when he said the Steelers could have Terry Bradshaw in his prime at quarterback right now.
Yes.
And they couldn't win a Super Bowl. They don't have the talent. The talent's not there. And I agree. They don't. And they don't have Terry in his prime right now. They got Aaron fucking Rodgers, who's not
his prime.
Not a bad quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but he's not what he was. This season is about staying the course, not giving up future resources. You want to build for the future, short-term Band-Aids, and Aaron Rodgers' pride. And that's it. This is what this season is about. That dude wants to come back for one more year to prove that he still has it before he rides off. And he can go, yeah, well, I left on my own terms.
Scarps, do you like the term rebuild? Is there another term you would use? Because I don't believe you think this team is all in.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost like, like employees quiet quit. Like they just like sort of do the bare minimum, and then like they eventually just kind of like, see ya, And then when they put in their 2 weeks, you're like, yeah, I'm not surprised. So this is like, it's not quiet. It's like quiet rebuilding. Like they're making moves, and the moves have names attached to them, right? But I think this is just me, but I think if they were all in, it would have started with a big move to acquire a quarterback somehow. And they didn't do that. They brought in Mason for a 2-year deal.
Right.
They drafted Will Howard in the 6th round. They had Skylar Thompson was already a offseason signing. And then they officially announced the Rodgers deal. Now, if they would have somehow made a splash in free agency, and I don't even know if that's Sam Darnold or something like that, but maybe if they traded for, but maybe if they traded for a Geno Smith, like how the Raiders did, like, and I believe me, the Raiders are terrible, but I'm just saying like some sort of move that would have made like that really started the process early on.
Geno Smith for a third would have been a nice move. I agree with you.
So
in so much as if you had Geno Smith and you still had George Pickens and you kept Minka and you traded draft picks for Jalen Ramsey instead of trading Minka for Jalen Ramsey, then yeah, you're right, dude. They're all in. If not, no.
Ian, I'll give you that same question, but I'm going to throw in a little piece to that. What if they would have been able to acquire Matthew Stafford? Because the rumor was they wanted to get him. Is it still a rebuild, or is it closer to all in if you go get Matthew Stafford as opposed to
I think it's closer to all in because he's probably got a couple years left, and you're taking on a bigger contract there with more years, whereas Rodgers it's a 1-year deal. So I do think it's a little bit more of closer to all in, but honestly, you put Matthew Stafford on this team, I don't think they're demonstrably better than they would be with Aaron Rodgers, Geno Smith, anyone else.
Agreed.
Fair. Very fair.
Look at the offensive line, as we've said on this show, Ben and Ryan have talked about it a lot, very astutely. The offensive line's the key to this season. Moving Broderick from right to left, where he hasn't played in 2 years, which it's his more natural position. He hasn't played there in 2 years. Fatanu's played like 2 snaps in his NFL career. You've got Mason McCormick, who was a 4th-round pick, and then Zach Frazier, who did fairly well last year for a rookie. But
Frazier was outstanding last year.
Very nice rookie year.
Yes, exactly. So really, you need that line to come together and excel. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it's really a lot on the line, and the skill positions aren't that great. Like if you compare our skill positions to the other ones around the division, we're not in the top 2 in any skill position right now on offense.
No argument. No. As far as I guess we'll go here next. The Will Howard conversation. There are look, Aaron, you cannot be in this conversation because you have scarlet and gray glasses on. You cannot look at this in the proper manner. I'm teasing slightly, but look, the reason he came up was, number one, there is a segment of social media that does believe that he's going to be this wonderkin that just another Tom Brady-ish 6th round pick goes on to wonderful things. Okay, but where we were talking about it was just giving them an opportunity should the season go straight into the shitter. That's what we were talking about. Okay. And I don't disagree with any of you guys. I don't think he's going to be anything more than a career backup. My point is, I would just like to confirm that. If we're sitting there at 4-11, give him a start. Ben, unmute yourself.
Here's a guy who doesn't know how to unmute himself after 5 years of virtual meetings.
Why does he? I mean, again, we were not talking about giving him a shot if the season goes into the shitter. You, Mark, were talking about giving him a shot if the season goes into the shitter. I think this.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph's been through a lot with Mike Tomlin, and he came through in a year when they really needed him to come through. And if he hadn't, they wouldn't have made the playoffs. And I think Mason, if he gets to play, is going to have a long leash.
I agree.
On top of that,
okay,
a 6th round pick, I'm sorry, is not owed shit. If he makes the team,
right,
as late round picks frequently do not, he will be holding a clipboard and he will not play past August. He will play in that final preseason game for a whole bunch of minutes, and maybe it'll look good and maybe it won't.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll play better than he played at Ohio State. The reason he was available in the 6th round is a below average arm. He has a long release. He only scans half the field before he decides to tuck and run. Okay. This is not a great quarterback prospect. This is a guy who won a championship just like T. Martin. And they went, he's got some moxie.
Good reference. I like that.
Let's draft this guy and let's see what can happen here. Everybody just needs to calm their fucking tits here. Really. Jesus. All right. Next year, nobody's going to give a shit about this guy. Nobody's going to give a shit about this guy next season.
If I don't give a shit about it now. Yeah, I do, because I'm talking about it. No, what I'm saying is if this team is 5-8 and Rodgers is hurt, by all means, Mason Rudolph deserves every fucking opportunity to get that team back to 500 or better and give them a chance. What I'm talking about is if we are nowhere near the playoffs, it's 4-11, it's 4 and whatever, I don't see a problem. If he has progressed throughout training camp and during practice, give him a shot. That's all I'm saying.
If this dude does not learn to throw the ball with anticipation.
Right.
I mean, this season, if he doesn't learn to do it, he may not last 3 years in the league. He's not a great prospect. He's not. He played on a really good team with really good receivers, really, really good receivers that got wide the fuck open at Ohio State. He could not possibly have played in a better situation.
I mean,
let me ask you a question on that.
Yeah.
Other than DK Metcalf, take DK Metcalf out of the equation. Do we have any receiver on our roster right now that's better than Ohio State's top 3 guys?
Fuck no.
I'm going to go with no.
Yeah.
And he makes $30 million.
Yeah.
No, so
No.
take DK Metcalf out of it, right?
I
But,
get it. I
like
get it.
the rest of the guys on the roster. I mean, you had Ibuka, you had Jeremiah Smith, you had right. I think Ohio State's top 3 last year was better than most of the guys in our receiving room.
Yeah. Ohio State's top 3 last year were first-round wide receivers.
Yeah. And then the best one is still at Ohio State. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
freak. He's
and so
freak.
to that point, I don't disagree, and I think people are just, and Ben, to your point, that I don't really think we'll be talking much about this
Nobody's
after
gonna
a few
care
more
next
weeks.
year.
I don't think so either. Scarps.
Yeah, I would also say too, and Ben always busts my balls about Mason Rudolph, but like I have said this repeatedly, Mason is a borderline starter, but more of a backup, right?
Yep.
He did his job that year. He led him to the playoffs.
He did.
All you can ask for. Do I think he got dicked around? Yes, I really do, because I think he's better than Kenny Pickett and Mitch, and he probably should have did it. But what's happened has happened. That being said, he's back here, and as Ben said, he obviously came back here because, you know, he feels comfortable with Mike, even though Steelers Sunshine Twitter told us that, oh, there's some hatred there or whatever.
Yeah.
But those same people now, I'm serious. Those same people do not like Mason Rudolph, which is fine. You cannot like Mason Rudolph. But if you've ever watched how Mike Tomlin operates just one off season, you would know that he's always going to put an experienced veteran as the backup,
Especially a guy that he trusts.
Charlie Batch.
Yes, you're right. Yep.
One fucking point, Byron Leftwich was the 3, and he should have been ahead of Charlie because Charlie had seen better days. Yeah. But the point being is that that's how Mike Tomlin operates. So if you think that unless it's an emergency situation that he's going to put a 6th-round rookie quarterback. Oh, speaking of 6th-round rookie quarterbacks, this isn't charity, man. Like, he doesn't deserve anything. They don't have to see.
For the record, I have not used that term. I have not said
that.
deserve.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying that, like, this whole, like, oh, well, we drafted the guy in the 6th round, so we have to fucking see what he has. We don't have to do anything.
Have to do shit.
Because I'll tell you this right now. All you people that are glazing Will Howard right now because you think he's going to be the next Tom Brady or Brock Purdy, because for every Tom Brady and Brock Purdy, there's 1,000 Omar Jacobs. No disrespect to Bowling Green University.
Yep. Omar was a 5th-round pick, by the way.
My bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
Right. T. Martin was a 5th-round pick too, and look what happened there.
Yep.
Spurgeon Wynn was a 6th-round pick, though.
Oh my God!
Oh, he's
Seneca. Where did Seneca Wallace go? Is what I need. But I'm going to tell you this right now: all you people glazing Will Howard right now, you know where you're going to be doing next offseason? You're going to be glazing the 1st-round the quarterback and whoever else, because Will Howard is going to be an afterthought after this year. He is, and he's going to probably play out his rookie contract. And I posted this the other day just to be a dick on Twitter because you know what? Everybody deserves it a little bit because I have to hear it all the time. What if Will Howard gets waived and goes to the practice squad? I would actually love to see it just to see the reaction, because do you know how many times somebody who was supposed to make the team didn't make the team and they got waived and they're like, oh my God. Oh my God!
A certain 6th-round long snapper.
He's gonna get
Colin Holba. Cheers, Colin.
Somebody's gonna pick him up. My 2 favorites were Doran Grant from Ohio State, 4th rounder, and Anthony Chickalo in the 5th round. They both got waived the same year, and I remember everybody on Twitter was like, "Oh my God, we're so fucking stupid. We're stupid. They're gonna get picked up." And literally the next day, they walked into the building. I was like, "What's up, guys? Like, how you doing?"
Wait a minute. Dude. Is this true what Vinny's saying here? Chris Miller on 93.7 is always giving always giving Scarp's Twitter major props. Do we have a celebrity here?
No.
Wow.
This is no secret. I am still very close with a lot of Pittsburgh sports media folk. We talk, and you know what? Sometimes I get the audience going on the old Twitter.
Mahler's a good dude too. I went to high school with him.
Do you went to high school with Chris?
I hate him now.
He was a year older than me.
Oh, jeez.
Chris is a good dude.
You youngsters. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I really think a lot of it comes down to the fact that people see a player gets drafted, and it doesn't matter if it's round 1 or round 6.
7.
Or 7. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mark, you have to publish this comment.
Which one?
I thought he was talking about me at first, but it's not.
Marsa Transportation. Welcome to the show. This guy on the bottom right is a freaking
His take
moron.
on Will Howard is off. How the fuck would you know, shithead? How would you know? Quarterback scout?
Uh-oh. Marsa, I think
Fucking
Marsa is an Ohio
dickhead.
State fan.
He must be.
I think
Yeah,
Marcia's the guy in the wheelchair. That Ben
Marsa,
yelled at.
why don't you come back here in 3 years and tell me when this guy's out of the fucking league how wrong I was? Dickweed.
Fucking crying.
We've had some drinks.
Wow. It's early, too.
I know.
I know. It's only 26 in.
Hey, you know what? I would love to be wrong about Will Howard. I would love him to turn out to be Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
But, again, if he does not learn to throw the ball with anticipation, he is fucked.
Throwing guys
And
open.
he did not do that at Ohio State. He did not. He waited for them to be open and he threw the ball, or he tucked it and ran it after scanning half the field, might I add.
Well, and again, the point I was making is that I think there is a percentage of fans that because a player is drafted in rounds 1 through 7, that they automatically make the team or are going to go on to be stars. And I would encourage those people to look.
You're full of shit, Marsa. You're a dickweed.
I know, because 17 years I was the lead scout for our
lads draft guide. Yeah, explain to me why the guy was a 6th round draft pick then, dickweed. Explain that. You're a fucking idiot. Yeah, I have a microphone and you don't, and you're a fucking idiot. This is gonna be fun, really fun. Go ahead, give me some more.
See, this is why there is no off season.
There is no off season on
that
this.
the wedding
some
singer?
more, shithead.
The wedding singer where Sandler's like, well, I have a microphone and you don't. So you will
Goddamn right.
listen to every
He did. He just pulled that line.
I really hope this is someone that Ben knows in real life, and
Probably.
yeah,
Even if it's not, it's still great TV.
that's true. That's true. The thing
anyway.
is, if Ben knows them in real life, he would talk to them the exact same way. So
yes,
yeah,
either way,
that
it
would
would
be
be the
way
exact
worse if
same.
I knew it in real life.
Yeah, we just need Bozic in here for confirmation.
it actually could be Bozic on a burner account. That'd be hilarious.
It could be. It could be.
I don't play Xbox, Tyler.
All right.
Yeah,
Ted.
one guy out of 1,000, shithead. Shut up. Jesus Christ. That's a stupid fucking reference, and you know it.
Whew.
Oh,
Maybe
What a-
maybe might be one guy out of 2,000.
We
To be
need
perfectly honest.
We need that around the horn mute button.
I know. I'm gonna have to spend the money and just get myself that
Usually it's
little
me.
that little keyboard thing with all the sound effects and everything.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, let's go on. What's our next?
Yeah. Well,
topic?
my next thing is this. Why? And maybe this is just me. It feels like people are taking sides in the TJ Watt contract negotiations.
Okay.
I see people that are like, TJ just needs to agree and come to camp, and other people saying the team's trying to screw him. And Ian, why do people seem to feel the need to take sides? I don't view this that way.
Yeah, I don't either. It seems really dumb that like we've hashed this through on the show. Like the contract's gonna get done.
Yeah.
He's gonna become the highest paid defensive player in the league, and as Ben has very astutely pointed out, aside from him, yelling at commenters in the chat, sometimes he does have good comments. That what they're gonna pay TJ now is actually a lower percentage of the cap than what his last contract was. So it's a big number, but it's not an insane number based on where the salary cap is and just where contracts in general are. So I saw today from someone that I trust and is fairly reliable that the kind of hold up right now, it's basically come down to like guaranteed money in year 3. And as we've talked about, traditionally the Steelers never guaranteed money after year 1, after the signing bonus. But then given the size of some of these recent contracts, they kind of had to move that out and guarantee a little further out into year 2. now, TJ wanting more guarantees in year 3.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, right? Because TJ's 28, 29 years old, so he kind of has one of two options.
Yeah.
You either go for a short con. I thought he was 29.
He's 30.
Okay.
Or will
Either
be
way.
this
He'll
season.
be 30 in October.
Yeah.
Okay. So you either go for a short contract of like 2 or 3 years and try and hit free agency again before you retire,
Which is what they're trying to do.
or you get a 5-year deal with front-loaded guaranteed money up front. So
Right.
that's kind of where the rub is length and guarantees. Yes, exactly.
Glazing, girth. It's all the G words tonight. He'll be.
But
He'll be
yeah,
31
there doesn't need to be sides here, right? Like, it's not TJ versus the Steelers. It's like this is gonna. It's not like the Le'Veon Bell situation. Like, this is gonna get done, and it is what it is.
Yeah, and I need Burner. I think called him a diva. Burner, you need to tell us why you think he's a diva. Because I just view him as he knows he's deserving of a huge contract based on what has occurred already with other people at the same position. So that's what I see. I don't view either side as being the bad guy, the good guy. I just So Marsa is back.
Listen, Dickweed, Johnny Unitas.
Would you be nice? He's in
Ancient
the show for
fucking
the first
history.
time.
Jesus Christ. No, he's not. Whoever this is made up a profile to put this shit in here. Johnny Unitas, those kind of guys, that doesn't happen anymore. They actually have legitimate scouts that go out and take care of this. You're a fucking idiot. You are a fucking moron. Jesus Christ. Again, the 1 in 10,000 reference. Shithead.
Hey, you know they had Lenny Dawson too.
Yeah, he did.
Bobby Lane.
Yeah,
go ahead, Scarps.
So hold on. Can I just mention something here?
Yeah, it's fine.
So
good job, Aaron. If that really is you, I'm excited.
Just for shits and giggles, I just Googled Marsa Transportation, and it is like an owner-operated LLC trucking company in California. So if this is someone in the chat on their like actual business account that's commenting, props to them for actually commenting on their business account. And
Well, hey, I wanted to get Tyler's comment on there. What disappearing act is better, TJ in the playoffs or the Epstein list? Tyler, that's very funny. But I'm steering away from politics on this.
No,
program,
he's not wrong.
I
want to defend TJ. I do. He's given a lot, but
there was a report that came out today that said there is a concern about his late season struggles.
It's because, and I heard this before. It's because of his playing style, and they had the same concern with Troy late in his career.
Yeah,
his playing style was going to lead to injuries, and TJ's playing style leads to injuries, and so there's a concern that in December and January, the dude is not going to be healthy. I mean, everybody's not healthy at that point, but he's going to be more hurt than everybody else.
If you look at his playoff lack of production, his late season lack of production, I understand what they're looking at. But I guess what's the alternative? That you don't play him as much during the regular season, so you try to save him for a postseason you might not even get to. I don't know. Ian, you wanted to chime in here.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned this too, but saying that TJ's late season decline, quote unquote, is worrisome is also kind of BS, because especially this year in particular, right? Up to the point he hurt his ankle, he was top 2 in the league in sacks. He was getting pressures. He was making plays in the run. Like that ankle injury, he played through it to his credit, but it really, you could tell he was playing injured and wasn't 100% the rest of the season, right? So if they try and use his lack of production over the tail end of this past season
Mhm.
as a knock against him,
Mhm.
then I think I should call a little bit of BS there because he was playing injured. But also, a fair point is that, as Ryan has pointed out often in the past, TJ's numbers at home versus on the road are very, very different. And all of our recent playoff games have been on the road. So I think you have to factor in what he does at home versus what he does on the road, because that is a valid.
What's he had? One home playoff game? Just the Cleveland game?
Yeah, where there weren't any fans in the stadium. Yeah,
that's a piece of it. The other part of it is the offense has played so poorly in those playoff games that TJ's been involved in, that the opposing offense has been able to dictate the flow, and they've been able to also pick and choose and do whatever they want in those situations. TJ is better in situational football when he knows what's going to happen. He knows they got to throw. Oh, yeah. He's making that play 100%. That's happening. He's been setting that tackle up all game long for something he's going to do right now.
Scarps, I think TJ commented on this, that he needs to be more flexible in terms of moving around a little bit and not just coming off his usual spot there. Do you think that's going to happen?
I don't know. I mean, the defensive coordinator hasn't changed. But getting back to TJ, and I don't have a problem with what he's doing. I don't have a problem with what the Steelers are doing. It's just business. And when, Aditi Kinkhabala, who last week said at the previous negotiations, the Steelers said, you're lucky to be a Steeler. And TJ said, well, you're lucky to have me. And everybody got, their fucking undies in a twist. I don't know why. Like, that sounds like a conversation that's actually sounds pretty reasonable. I mean, he didn't have a lot of starter experience in college. He had some injury issues.
He did.
They took him in the first round, and he absolutely has exceeded expectations. I mean, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. He's a great player. And that's just shit that happens in these negotiations. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean I don't want to have a dialogue about TJ Watt. I think he does disappear. He absolutely does. And Ian, to your point, yeah, he got hurt in that Eagles game, but he didn't miss any games after. He played in 75%. He played 75% of snaps in all of the games after.
Yeah. And
then he played 86% of snaps in the Ravens playoff game, and he didn't even get on the score sheet. So, and in that Kansas City game where he had his best game, he had a sack, he had a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Yep.
To Ben, to your point, yeah, the offense hasn't been great, but they gave up 35 unanswered points after that fumble recovery for a touchdown. Now, is our offense going to go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs? Probably not, but you can't give up 35 straight, which to me,
that's a bit of a problem.
Which to me is part of a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Is this just on TJ Watt? No. But he's the highest paid player on the team, especially now with these two quarterbacks.
How terrible was that game plan? I mean, how bad was the coaching in that Ravens game? How bad was it?
I mean,
we went off on it after the fact. It was terrible. It was why does Terrell Austin still have a job?
Yeah, and I don't think
because Mike helped him with it.
I'm not saying TJ was, but there were people absolutely making business decisions in that game. There were people making decisions that were like, I just don't want to be here right now. Now, we aren't in that locker room. Is that because, after the final game, after they lost to the Bengals, where Russ went up the cam, we're like, hey, it's okay. We're going to win 4 in a row. Shut the fuck up, Russ. I'm going to throw your ass in the river. Was that there? So I just sit there and think and this is what I get to. It's not it's not even necessarily the team or TJ or even Omar Khan. It's the way the fans, especially on social media, act. TJ has to retire a Steeler. He doesn't.
Those days are over.
It's not the same. And I'll tell you this. And I was trying to think of a good comparison to doing this. And and I'm failing to do so, and we don't have to do this now. But my point being is that, you always hear about, okay, so it's a different sport, but you got Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's always like McDavid, they always want to put McDavid higher than he should be, but he's never won the big one, and Sid's won it 3 times. So literally, I sit there and think, like, what would Sid's career be like if he never won it? And then I look at TJ Watt and I say, okay, TJ Watt's never even won a playoff game, though. And we're not even talking, like, at least
Right.
McDavid's been to the finals a couple times back to
Right.
back they lost. But I'm sitting there thinking, like, okay,
True.
in the grand scheme of things, and maybe this is a horrible comparison, but I'm going to say it anyway. What if Mean Joe Green never won a playoff game, but was still Mean Joe Green? You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Like,
I mean, he'd be
is
like
he Ernie Stoutner?
Ernie Stoutner, yeah. He'd be Ernie Stoutner.
Like,
I mean, but the thing about those teams that, again, and I'm
Warren
sorry,
Moon ever win a playoff game?
he won playoff games.
he's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Warren Moon
won like 5 Grey Cups, I can tell you that.
Warren Moon was amazing.
He was really fucking good. Yeah, I know.
He was ridiculously good. But hey, Hank, real quickly, and
go ahead, man.
I give you guys shit about being millennials all the time, and I'm sorry about that. Actually, I'm not. But
we're older millennials. Fuck off.
Whatever. There's no older and younger millennials. You're all sophomore.
Yes, there are.
The whole lot of you.
Warren Moon was 3-7.
Oh, okay.
The thing that people don't understand really about those 70s teams, and I don't really get it either, or didn't at the time, was they had great players at so many positions. It was ridiculous how good they were.
Oof, good call, Melvin. Mean Joe would be Deacon Jones. It's a good call.
Yeah,
it was.
You know who never won a playoff?
Deacon Jones
did
not have they didn't do much, but that dude was unstoppable.
Well, that defensive line that they had for the Rams back then was unbelievable. They just didn't have much else.
Deacon Jones was the reason you're not allowed to touch a player's helmet.
Yep.
Yeah.
With your hand.
That was the head
slap,
slap, right?
That head slap, and the guys would fall there. Like he would ear pull. Have you guys ever worn a football helmet and been ear holed?
Sure.
That's not fucking fun.
I will tell you something. Deacon Jones' brother was an elementary school principal in the district that I'm in. Not nearly as big as his brother, but I remember shaking his hands. His hand enveloped mine as if it wasn't even there. And I looked at him and I said, well, I see where your brother gets it. He was his older brother. And I'll never forget that. Deacon was one of a kind.
That was I shook Elsie Greenwood's hand once, and that was like, I'm 6'3" and I'm like tall, right? Yeah. And like I couldn't see my hand when I shook Elsie Greenwood's hand. Like Elsie had the biggest fucking hands I've ever seen. It was ridiculous.
That was a gigantic human being. When I met him, he was in his 60s. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how big he was when he was playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you guys all on board with the fact, and Scarps, you've kind of been on this particular train that TJ is probably not going to sign until late in training camp? Are we kind of all unanimously looking at that?
I'm just looking at Ian's comments right now, but yeah, I would. Yeah, I really do think this is. I'm going to stick with it. I have to now.
Yeah.
And even if it did, I'm not going to hold it against him. Now, I said.
Thanks, Burner.
I said this earlier this year. I believe if you're under contract, you should be there. Now, he wasn't at OTAs or minicamp.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's different from the last time. But
the
last time was at the South Side because of COVID. So if he didn't go to the South Side for these off-season workouts and minicamp, I don't expect him to go to Latrobe. Now, whatever, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's all fun and games until he might miss a game. And And I'm not saying he will, because I could picture him signing on a Friday and playing on the Sunday at New York or at East Rutherford, New Jersey. But I really do think this is going to last longer than people want, because he can't just march up to Art Rooney's office, tell his agents, "You shut the hell up. I'm going to sign this deal right now."
And he's listening to his brother.
I think yes, that's where I was just going to go.
He's listening to his brother, who's going, "Look, man, you have this much of a window to make money, okay? And it's going to have to last you the rest of your life, which you have plenty of that now, but your family, your kids, you can set them up. This can literally be generational wealth. And also, incidentally, the owners are making billions. Yeah. So you should ask for as much as you can possibly get." Note that there's not a single player who's like, "Yeah, TJ needs to be less selfish and take a team-friendly deal." Hell no. They're all saying, "Pay the man, pay him."
Well,
because they know.
Vinny said, Micah Parsons especially.
Okay, that's true. They know that the cap is going up ridiculously every single year. This is why TJ's agents want to do a short-term deal. They want to do a 3-year deal, including this year. They wanted a 2-year extension. And they wanted to allow him to go back. I'm sorry.
Cliff's comment in the chat.
Police chases too. Yeah, sure. TJ's agents wanted to allow him to get back into free agency again one more time before this was all over with. And the Steelers are going, "No, man, we need a 5-year deal. We got to be able to spread this cap hit out."
Mm-hmm.
It's a big cap hit. We got to manage it.
So if I said to you, you have to give me your best prediction on the years of his contract, what do you think it's going to end up being, Ben?
4-year extension with some money guaranteed in the 3rd year. Enough guaranteed money in the 3rd year that it will virtually guarantee he's on the roster.
Yeah, I think 4 years as well.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, he could sign a deal in Pittsburgh and then realize that this team's not going to get good fast enough for him to have a shot at a championship, because they're not there this year. I'm sorry, they're not. Anybody who thinks they're good enough this year to compete for a championship, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I know it's June. They're not. They're not winning a championship. They cannot compete with Kansas City and Philly. They can't. They can't even. They're not going to win the division. Okay, stop. So TJ may at some point go, "Yeah, I really want to be able to win playoff games. I really want to be able to I want to be in a team where I don't have to play 95% of the snaps, where I can get a breather." And guys can come in and take care of things when I need to get off the field, or when I'm hurt. And he may ask for a trade. JJ asked for his release, and the Texans gave it to him.
Ian, I want to give you another comment on this, but I will ask you this too. Yeah. What if TJ Watt is going to Omar Khan, Art Rooney too? I really want you guys to trade me. I love my time here, but I can't keep doing this every year.
I don't see it.
Please, can you find a trade partner? I don't see it either, but I'm not saying it's – I never say never.
All right.
Ian?
I think if TJ wanted to leave, his better option would be to say, "I'm going to play out the last year of my deal and hit free agency and let another team sign me," not negotiate with the Steelers on an extension, right? I can't see him saying any player really, other than players that are in the middle of a contract and just want out, right? But if someone has 1 year left on their deal, I don't know why you would go to an owner or a GM and say, "Trade me, I want out this year." You'd say, "I'm going to play the last year and then I'm gone." Mm-hmm. So that I can cash in free agency, versus saying, "Trade me to another team so that you get assets back," right? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I think that yeah, I don't see that happening. Yeah, I don't see that
I don't either.
scenario
I try
is
to
likely.
explore every option.
Right.
And because there's so much
Yeah.
that people claim to know in these contract situations, and let's be honest, and Scarps, you know this better than all of us. There's a very small percentage of people that actually know what's going on. A very, very small percentage. So, I don't know. Anything else on Trent Jordan Watt for tonight?
Just as Scarps is a hater.
Well, yes, we knew this by now. Yes, very much so. Training camp about 2 weeks out, and any battles that you think are going to ensue during training camp? There's always
we've got 2 punters on the roster.
Oh,
We've got
shut up.
I'm just saying.
Although I will say this: the guy who gets cut for the Steelers this year is going to get snapped up immediately.
Yes, I agree. No doubt about it.
I mean, Williamson, he did a good job last year.
Yeah.
Waitman.
I'm sorry, Waitman.
Yeah.
Jesus. Sorry, apologies.
We've had some drinks. By the way, Burner got his shirt, and I would highly encourage all of you to get your podcast shirt as well. You can check it out just by going to our what happened here? There it is. Our friends over at DC4L customtees.com. We got our own little store set up for us there. Dan does a fantastic job, and it's got our logo on the front, and we've had some drinks on the back. And it's been a long time mantra that we've had since we've been doing this program. So we'd love it if you did. And Dan is totally independent guy in business. He does all this on his own. So more than happy to give him some proceeds.
We've had some drinks shirt. You see that? You got to put that up.
I've had some drinks. Hold on. Burner says, I've had some drinks while I'm wearing my We've Had Some Drinks shirt. Well, that's fitting.
That is very on brand, and I appreciate that.
It is. Dude, wow.
Burner tweeted like 3 hours ago a picture of like
tequila,
a tequila bottle. Yeah. So shout out to Burner for still being here after like 3 hours of drinking tequila.
Burner, he tweeted something the other night that was like, "There's a bottle of tequila in my freezer. It should be very afraid right now," or something. I was like, "Fucking yeah."
Burner's like the dad of the high school football player. He starts pre-gaming about 2:30 for a 7 o'clock game.
It's like it should be very afraid.
Oh man!
All right, I'll go.
Yeah, well, I mean, just we'll get more into this once camp gets going. But
Ian brings up a good point.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, that's what she said. I don't even know if that works, but that's what she said.
It always works. That's the great thing about it.
I think that if anything, I think this team has its starters, but I don't know who the backups are going to be. So I think there's going to be a lot of competition, especially at free safety.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to be honest, I don't know enough about those dudes. I don't know enough about this dudes to even comment, but I am going to comment on the punting situation.
Really?
So yes, I am. So Bill Burr or Cam Johnston. Is it Johnston or Johnson?
Johnston with a T. Yep.
I mean, the guy's coming off a major knee injury. I mean, he's a pretty good. But you think about Corliss Waitman. This dude didn't punt since 2022. He comes in, he averaged 41.5 net.
He did a great job, dude.
He averaged 40 some, I think 46 or 47 a punt. He downed plenty inside the 20, and I mean, it's not like he's kicking in a dome. I mean, the guy's kicking in Pittsburgh weather. I thought this is such a Tomlinism, but like, I thought he represented himself very well.
Yes, he did.
And I agree. I think they're going to probably give it to Johnston because he was a free agent acquisition and they'll probably trust him a little more. But I do agree. I think Waitman's going to be on a team
Immediately.
After cut down day.
Immediately. Like the next day, within 12 hours, he's going to be signed.
I mean, even who took over for Jordan Berry that year? Was it they signed a Colquitt?
Yeah, Dustin Colquitt.
Dustin, who was in Kansas City for a while.
And then Jordan Berry went to Minnesota. So like
right.
I think the Steelers have a pretty tough decision, a punter. I think they will ultimately go with Cam Johnson. But
yeah.
I agree. But yeah, I
mean, Cam Johnson is supposed to be healthy. So yeah, you're probably right. But I agree with you. Like the knee injury makes the decision a little bit difficult, and the situation is a little bit suspect. It is. I don't know what's going to happen there. We'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, you think about when you have a major knee injury, and you're not someone that plants their foot and has a bunch of fucking fast guys and fat guys running at you to try to block the thing. Like it's a little bit. I guess it's a little bit different than playing a different position. But still, I don't know. And this is just me, but man, like those fucking dog days of training camp when like guys have like off days and it's just totally boring. Like you watch those dudes, like if you've never seen a punter battle at training camp, it's fucking entertaining because like I'm gonna tell you this right now, you haven't lived until Christ, what the hell was his name? Oh my god, God, it's gonna kill me now.
What year
he played? It was 2013 or 2014.
Mitch
he played
Berger.
it, huh? No,
not Mitch Berger. No, he was.
No, it was. I think Zoltan Mesko ultimately won it. Because we brought him in, but there was a period where it was like Matt McBriar, Zoltan Mesko, and then there was a punter from Buffalo that was there forever, and he came here. Oh shit!
He was number 5 in Buffalo.
It's gonna bother me. I'll look it up right now. But literally, like I love the special teams guys because they were always like super chill. Like they were just kind of happy to be there. But like these dudes would like get to like they would never say it, but like they'd start booting balls and like all of a sudden I'd be like, he's talking a little shit right now. And then the next thing you know, like they'd actually like start doing it. Hold on, what the fuck was his name?
I do want to go, Vinny. Thank you because you reminded me of another topic here, which was free safety, and I do not want Juan Thornhill as our top free safety. I think
God no, that's a terrible idea
for disaster. Yes, he had a nice little career for himself in Kansas City.
He can play in the box.
I think he can come down and do some things, but if he has to play that wide-ranging free safety, we're in trouble. And there are a ton, as we detailed last week, a lot of free agent safeties out there.
Off topic, sorry. Has Minka said anything?
To my knowledge, he has not spoken to the press yet.
I keep searching. I'm like,
right.
Minka Fitzpatrick, Dolphins, like there's nothing. Like he hasn't said a damn thing about having to leave. I mean, a bunch of teammates have been like, "Oh man, sorry, man, you're gonna be missed." But
I think a lot of guys got a real rude awakening to the fact that this is in fact a business. Because I don't think any of them really thought it was going to happen.
I'm going to take it a step further.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like Minka had 2 down years. I think a lot of guys got a rude awakening to
Mormon. That was his name.
To nobody is Brian Mormon. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys got a rude awakening to the fact that on this current iteration of the Steelers, no one is untouchable. Doesn't matter your status, doesn't matter your contract, it doesn't matter. Like if you're not performing, you're gone. And I think that might have been the message they were sending. And they sent it last year with DJ, but DJ wanted out, and it was obvious. It was obvious DJ wanted to leave. For whatever he wants to do to deny it, whatever, it's fine. But he wanted out.
He seems to want out of football. I don't know what the hell happened to him.
Apparently.
Yeah.
We call fuck you, Burner.
The chat is off the hook tonight.
The chat is
chat's
off the hook
amazing.
tonight.
Yes.
You guys are Jesus, man, God. My name is Ben Marsa, and we need to chat after this. And thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Not throwing any shade at all. I really do appreciate it.
No. It's all love here at the SCB podcast.
It's not. There's a lot of anger, but usually we just abuse each other.
This is so true.
Anyway,
Vinny, this is a fair question or a fair point that I've thought about myself. I don't think it's going to happen like that, but there's always the concern that it will.
It might.
Yeah.
And
Wait, all right. For the people who can't see the chat, read the question.
No one can deny Minka's talent. Okay, so Minka may bounce back this year, and it might be embarrassing.
Yeah.
On the flip side, yes, Jalen Ramsey's a really nice player, and it wasn't just Jalen they got; they also got a really nice tight end out of the deal. So, it probably isn't a terrible trade. Although I view Jalen Ramsey as a 1-year acquisition. I don't know about you guys. I think this is a 1-year deal.
Probably.
He's ridiculously expensive, and it just keeps going up. I know the cap will keep going up, but
and there's an out next year.
There's an out.
Yeah.
There's an out. Yeah. And he's going to be a free agent and be like, I'm going to cash in. No, dude, you're not. Because, yeah.
And I'm sorry, and I thought I had it up there.
TD thinks that Miami will cut Minka.
Well, but the point made was about Minka going to Miami and having a Pro Bowl or All Pro type season, and those things happen. And I'm sure that Mike Tomlin would handle it the only way that Mike Tomlin could, and he would just simply say, "Hey, we're glad that he went there and had a good year, and we're on to the next thing." But I obviously they felt they had seen a regression of his overall skill set, and I think that's
fair. The Godfather is back.
Yes.
Yeah, Godfather, welcome.
Yes. One other thing, since we're talking about training camp, I think the wide receiver 2 question is still a valid question, right? Like, who is the wide? Is it Robert Woods? Is it Calvin Austin? Like, who is the wide receiver 2 on this team?
It's going to be like, what do they call it?
Rotational basis.
Yeah. It's almost like it's baseball when they platoon.
It's going to be wide receiver 2 by committee.
Yeah.
We went from Van down by the river Jefferson to this, which is like, you want to have a wide receiver 2 who can block, preferably, and who can run good routes.
So Robert Woods, then more so than
5 years
Calvin
ago,
Austin, yes,
for sure. 5 years ago, Robert Woods fit the bill.
5 years ago, this whole team would have been amazing.
This would
5 years ago. If we had Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, Jalen Ramsey, and Robert Woods, I'd be like, this is an amazing fucking team. But like in 2025, I'm like, I don't know.
You're not wrong. I wish you were, but you were not wrong, sir.
Tyler brought up an interesting thing about Ramsey and Metcalf and training camp. I'm all for it. If they want to square off, push and shove each other.
Oh yeah, in camp, hell yeah,
do it.
That's
stoke
just
the fires,
things,
man.
That's just things getting a little bit competitive. That's all it is. That's fine.
We all know that training camp is nothing like it used to be, where you literally slammed into the same guy for 4 weeks, 3 times a day. They just don't have that kind of contact anymore. But that doesn't mean guys aren't going to be getting after each other, and I'm all for it.
DK and Ramsey, DK and JPJ, DK and JPJ, and DK and Ramsey talking shit all practice long. That's just guys getting competitive, and that makes guys better.
I think so.
Don't forget about Darius Slay too. I mean, he has history with DK as well.
Yeah, Slay. No, but Slay talks some shit. He talks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so,
isn't he the one that Darnell about killed last year?
Yeah, he was.
I mean, it's like, why would you pick a fight with a guy who outweighs by 100 pounds? That's just dumb. That little Darnell could have picked him up and tossed him into the stands.
I thought he was going to at one point.
He didn't. Thank God, because that would have been a really expensive penalty. Would have been a 15-yard penalty plus a suspension. So bad.
Hey, do you guys, on a real off-topic thing, the Steelers keep posting to social media something about July 21st.
Yeah.
Something about
Hey,
steel,
Scarps?
iron, or something.
Yeah,
Do we have any insight on what that is?
Yeah, I know what it
Scarpino.
is. If Ben stops talking ever, but
all right,
he's on a roll now.
Go ahead,
man.
do it.
So no, it's their like third jersey, throwback jersey. They were one of the teams this year that is going to has the ability to have alternate helmets, alternate jerseys. So
right.
That's the reveal date for the alternate jerseys. I think the Saints released theirs this week, which in hilarious New Orleans Saints fashion, right? Yeah. They did one of those things on Twitter where like they posted a collage of 4 pictures that looked good as one picture together, like the way Twitter does it. And then like you can click on each one and it expands with more stuff in it. But when you expand it with the more stuff in it, the one picture has the helmet just say ain't on it. And I was like, someone legitimately made the choice.
You had to like scroll over. You could see the Saints, but you had to like pull it back and forth with your phone in order to be able to see it. It was there, but I know, I get it. I thought that was kind of funny too.
Yeah, Marcia, to your question, Tomlin will go at his own decision making.
Yeah,
I don't really think it matters what happens.
I
would like to believe that's not true. I would like to believe he will feel some heat, but he's not going to.
I don't think that Tomlin cares about the non-winning season thing. I don't give a shit about it.
I don't think he does at all.
I think that if he finally had a non-winning season, he'd be like, "Oh, great. We're not talking about that shit anymore."
Yeah.
Scarps out of nowhere in the
Is
chat.
Dolly Parton a reptilian?
Really?
You tell me. I don't know.
Hey, Scarpino, I got a question for you, and I was leading with it before. Talk to us about the Steelers social media team and how great their tweets are.
He's not going to attack these people.
No, yeah, I just
wanted to be honest, not attack.
No, so they have an army now. It used to be like a small group of people.
Yeah.
Now they have a lot of people doing it. I don't know what. I'm old now, man. I don't know what's trendy or what's hip. When it comes to social,
MySpace.
I don't.
MySpace.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so fucking old. You used to have to have a college email account to have Facebook. So like, but they definitely did. What I will say is they have come a long way, and I think in a good way. I think they do a lot of good video quality, but there is definitely a lot of stuff. There's definitely a lot of stuff that they post that I don't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to, ask my LMFAO no cap crew on X what this means. So,
by the way, the alternate jersey and helmet, are we guessing that it's probably going to go back to that one they had with the white pants?
The Batwing, baby.
I want to see the Batwing.
No.
I think it's going to be the Batwing. They've already done the white pants. They've done the white pants and the black jersey with the gold
helmet.
Yeah, they did that twice. Helmet.
Actually. That was pretty fucking sweet.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I've got a Heath Miller jersey.
But they've already done it, so I think it's going to be the Batwing because they haven't done that one yet.
No, they have not.
That's the only one they haven't brought back.
Yeah, I mean, I am the second youngest person on this show. By like slightly a year over Ryan. Yes.
All right. Well,
we can all agree on that, right. Marcia. That guy's an ass.
Yeah, I'm not as old as Ben and Mark are, but I'm also somewhat of a traditionalist. I think they should go back to the block numbers full time.
Goddamn right.
Oh shit. I am on that.
You know
I
what?
will die on that island.
He stole that take from Mark. He did.
No, I've been on this bandwagon.
He
I mean,
never.
we've all been on this for a
He
while.
never mentioned that before Mark did ever once, and he stole it from him.
All right, check my Twitter account. I've been on this block number thing for a while.
Okay, but Mark mentioned it first.
Okay, so I
like 10 years ago.
All right, I would love to see whatever throwback they do have the block numbers. Like they honestly, my ideal my ideal throwback here would actually be to go back to the all white road jerseys with the white jersey and white pants that they had in the early.
Badass.
That was
badass.
Beautiful. Yes, I mean, they were road, but
on grass. They had the grass stains. You had the grass stains and the mud on them.
Those were beautiful.
Fucking gorgeous.
Yes.
I will say that said, I am afraid though that they're going to come up with something dumb like a yellow jersey. A yellow jersey would look terrible.
I agree.
So I'm terrified that they're going to come out with something.
No
like
yellow or
a gold jersey would be
no gold.
Yes. No gold, no yellow.
Black or white. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Casey Kasem tonight?
Oh, are we there?
Of course.
Are we there?
Well, shit.
11-16.
Yeah. Some of you kids have to get up early in the morning.
Ryan's really sober, though. This is like, were you drinking at all?
Yeah, but, apparently,
I mean, you can tell by your comments, you're like a lot more, I don't know.
Well, let me drink a little bit more and get it. Then talk about something else real quick.
Do a shot of tequila?
Yeah.
Godfather, are you talking about the bumblebees? You want to see those come back?
The bumblebees were gorgeous.
All right, here, I'll tell you quick.
The bumblebees were beautiful. And
I'll tell you.
The people who don't think they were, sorry.
Okay. Can I tell you a quick story?
Yes.
Here, this will pass the time, though we go to Casey.
Atlanta Scarps is untouchable. I don't wait. Mark, post that.
Hold on, it scrolled up really fast.
Cliff. Yeah, Atlanta Scarps is untouchable. I don't know if that can be topped.
No, it cannot.
Yeah, that was a journey.
Atlanta Scarps. That was a night.
That was like a journey before Steve Perry. Like you had to really be into it to appreciate. So
the Casey letter that night was horrible. It was so
Ian wrote it.
It was so bad. It was so bad because you didn't read it before we went live.
No, I know.
It was so bad that it was good.
Dude, oh my God, they had free gin and tonics at the fucking party I was at, and then I ran to the Circle K in my dress shoes to get like tall boy White Claws. I was out of my mind.
That Casey reading was epic.
All right. Let's see. All right, now I'm feeling a little buzzed. But the in 2012, we're about to unveil the Bumblebee jerseys.
Yeah.
And nobody had seen people. They were already out there, but nobody knew which ones we were gonna pick. Okay.
Right.
And
Isaac Redmond.
It was Isaac Redmond. And I remember being like, Jesus Christ, Isaac Redmond's the fucking best guy we can get for this. I mean, it was.
Well, I mean, part of it was 1933, and he was number 33.
Yeah,
right.
I get it, but it was just I get that, and but it was just like, man, this team's really sucked this year.
Well, you're not wrong.
But to be fair to Isaac Redmond, he was sort of riding high at that time. He in that Tebow game, I think he was the first undrafted rookie running back to rush for 130 yards in a playoff
he had a
game
great
or something
game.
like. He was riding high, but I'll never forget. Like, it was such a fucking secret, such a big fucking secret, and so Isaac comes in and we had covers and like blue sheets and what all this stuff, so like the media couldn't see it, right? So like I got him to the bathroom, like go ahead in the bathroom, like, get the bumblebee on, get dressed, get your uniform and come out. And I remember like my boss was like, do not let anybody in here. And I was like, all right, sounds good. So like I'm standing outside the bathroom and like I can't tell like a media not to go to the bathroom. And if you've ever been at the club level at Heinz Field, there's like two entrances to the bathroom, right? So like I wasn't paying attention, and Richie Walsh from I can't remember who he was with at the time. That was probably WPXI, but he's KDKA. He fucking walked in the other entrance, and he like walks in and like he obviously sees Isaac Redmond like wearing the bumblebee. And I like looked at Richie. I was like, "Don't you say a fucking word!" Like, and then he like Richie was cool. I love Richie. He's the best. But like he was like, because he always says, "Dude," he's like, "Dude, what are you talking about? I'm not gonna say anything." I'm like, "Do not fucking tweet anything." I was like, just don't say it. And then literally like 5 minutes later, it came out. But I remember like Art be like, "Hey, we're really excited to be here to talk about the new throwback uniforms, 1933 Bumblebees." So anyway, that's my Bumblebee story. Are we doing Casey now? I'm feeling
do it. Let it rip.
All right, hold on real quick.
Big drink, deep breath.
This is Coast to Coast, American Top 40. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the week that was July 10th, 1986. Our favorite correspondent, Ryan, is back with us again this week, and he writes, "Dear Casey, if I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby. If I can't have you, That's, of course, a parody of Yvonne Elliman's If I Can't Have You off the Saturday Night Live Fever soundtrack, which claimed the top spot on American Top 40 in May of 1978. Casey, in all seriousness, congrats to Omar for signing an extension. It's good to know the guy who orders cases of Pepsi and bags of Doritos for training camp will do so through 2028. Casey, you ready for another joke? What's black on the outside, yellow on the inside, and disappears like a fart in the wind? TJ Watt. Casey? Casey, if the listeners didn't like that joke, I suggest they tune out now, because it's about to get more serious as when someone disrespects the terrible towel. For some reason this week, this whole TJ thing has gotten to me. Perhaps it's because the Steelers Sunshine Twitter crew makes every excuse for him as to why he's a non-factor every time they play a big game. But Casey, don't you know, he's DPOY. That's all that matters. Individual hardware. And when he doesn't win, he tweets, "Nothing I'm not used to." Yeah, well, you're not used to winning playoff games either. Casey, I'd be remiss if I didn't wish Steelers legend Jack Lambert a happy belated birthday. Lambert took shit from no one. Who could forget his famous quote after the Steelers Super Bowl X victory, after he body slammed Cowboys safety Cliff Harris? The Pittsburgh Steelers aren't supposed to be intimidated. We're supposed to be the intimidators. Well, Casey, apparently this team and the younger generation of fans forgot about that quote. Perhaps if Lambert tweeted it after getting blown out in the first round of the playoffs again. Perhaps if Lambert tweeted it after getting blown out in the first round of the playoffs again, it might resonate with these loser fans. I found it funny this week seeing so many no cap, LMFAO, cry harder, he's a Steeler accounts talk about how much of a badass Lambert was, because they actually think these current players are just as tough. Youngsters say this group is built different. And they're right. This group is built different. They don't know how to win. Casey, they are weak. That 70s group was built like a rock. Well, Ryan, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars and keep your radio tuned right where it is. Up one spot this week. To number 12, here's Bob Seeger with Like a Rock.
Seeger. Love it.
I was listening to Seeger tonight before the show, actually.
Oh,
Wow, dude. That hurt my stomach.
It did. It did. Yeah.
This is what's funny about it. I've noticed now that the driver
You're right, Corey, and he was
driven home in a Cutlass.
Buick LeSabre.
No, that was me actually.
It was a LeSabre. I've noticed that the driver behind these Caseys oftentimes is the Sunshine Twitter crew.
It's always them, dude.
I would say
you get triggered by the Sunshine crew.
It's not that I get triggered. They give me material.
100%. You get fucking pissed off at the Sunshine Twitter crew over the course of the week, and you're like, "Yeah, wait for the fucking Casey tonight."
It builds.
Listen. If we're gonna talk about somebody who was pissed off tonight, I thought we were gonna have to fucking call an intervention.
Well, Ian does go off the rails. Ian does go off the rails sometimes, but we try to give him slack because he's a millennial and he's it happens.
I always forget I'm the youngest on the show. That's fucking hilarious. I do an American Top 40 shout out of the fucking week.
We will let you know during the week on all the socials whether or not we're gonna have a show. I'll try to make sure we get something thrown together. Maybe
the original Kasem American Tops 40.
Maybe we'll bring in TJ Watt next week.
Was an overtime show when Mark wasn't here to tell us to shut the fuck up.
Well, and the reason I wasn't here is because I lost power.
It was fantastic.
What I didn't know was that it kept going.
It was like being in a high school classroom without the teacher.
Yes,
basically,
exactly what it was.
Or a sub who was really weak. One of those, and just let you do whatever you wanted. I don't remember how long ago that was, but it was a really great show.
It was probably 2 or 3 years ago now.
It's crazy. What's funny about the show is we didn't even get to talk about the drunk Rooney that rattled his mouth off. He's definitely not getting invited to Thanksgiving this year.
No, I don't think so.
There's no Christmas card in his future, man. It's over.
Well, take him off of the list. Anyway, thanks for being here tonight. Fantastic group in the chat, as always.
Hey, all of you, especially Marsa, thank you. Especially that dude, thank you.
Yeah,
this was a good show.
Love it. Make sure you visit
all
the site.
Of you.
Steel. But Ben, would you be quiet? Thank you.
No, I'm not. I'm going to thank everybody in the comment section.
Blitz.com. Tons of training camp previews already up. I think I only have like 3 left to do, and I got it done. We'll throw something together for you next week. But in any case, thanks so much for being here. And as always, guys, go Steelers.
Ravens suck. Hey, listen, again, thank everybody. Thank you, everyone who was here tonight. Thank you for participating. We really